All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for part two of my owner review. I have a few new items that have gotten onto the list of things I don't like about my Tesla, and I have a few things that I've added that I do like about my Tesla. Overall, again, love the car, and these lists are not done to try to persuade you to not get one. These are just things that most people don't know that could affect how you drive or how you plan on using the car. But again, I love the car, but these are just a few new items that have come up since I've had the car. I've had the car for about 5 weeks now, a little over a month, actually 6 weeks, so a little bit over a month. And over the course of that time, through normal use, I've figured out a few things that I don't like, and we'll talk about them now. Here's the first one. All right, so it's a pretty sunny day out here, so hopefully you can see the detail. But here is the inside of the trunk. You can see here you've got a little storage area on this side, and actually on both sides, in the floor of the trunk. So you can see you have the main floor, but if you pull up this panel, you actually have access to another floor, and it's about a foot deep, probably 2 feet, maybe 3 feet wide. But that leads me to the thing that I don't like, which is the fact, I won't mess with it, but the fact that there's no spare in the car. There's no spare tire in the car. And I knew that going into it, but for anyone out there that's considering the car, keep in mind that you don't have a spare. I think they could have done a small, a little donut spare. Maybe it has something to do with the fact that the car is so heavy. Maybe jacking it up with a temporary type jack that you find in most cars. Maybe that's not really a safe or suitable option. I don't know, but again, there's no spare tire in the trunk. Me having small children, that could be an issue. If you get a blowout, knock on wood, hope I don't, but if you get a blown tire, you're pretty much at the mercy of roadside assistance. And I haven't had the chance to use them, so I can't say whether it's good or bad, but I'd much rather be able to say, hey, I've got a spare tire, I'm going to change it, maybe 30 minutes, and you keep going about your business. Get to where you're going, get a new tire or whatever you have to do, and then just keep going. The way it is now, you'll have to wait on roadside assistance to probably either bring you a spare, or maybe they'll give you some fix-a-flat or something like that. Not even sure what they would do, but there is no spare, so it is what it is. Hopefully that doesn't affect anyone. Second thing, talking about spares, I'll give you an example of what I talked about in the beginning. And I apologize for my car being dirty. Got some new wheels, by the way. I kind of like my wheels came out. Gianelli 20-inch wheels with Toyo tires. I think they came out pretty good. I like how the car looks now. Pause the video. That's just me getting a little shine. Also, got the calipers done. Yellow powder coat on both parking and rear caliper. Same on the front. Really like how they came out. It's a real clean look. But anyway, back to the list. So remember how I talked about the front storage space. So initially this entire area was open. In the first model of Teslas, the front trunk went clear back to here. Probably was a few inches deeper, and you had this cubby hole that was in the middle that kind of ran back almost to the firewall, and it was a significant amount of space. You could easily put a cooler there and still have luggage in this area for your suitcases and whatnot. Now, and thank you to a couple of the folks that commented, it's not the air conditioning that has taken up the space. I thought it was the new and improved air conditioning, but it's actually any Model S that has the new front end. So if you have the new front end on your Model S and you were expecting to get a lot of front trunk space like I was, it's not going to happen. You do have a fair bit amount of space. That's probably about 3 feet, now about 2 feet deep, maybe 3 feet across. Fair amount of space. Like I said, I have just my car wash stuff thrown in there for now. Um, but, there was about two, maybe three times as much space in the first version of the Model S. Now we don't have it, so call it what it is. That's another thing that I don't like. So we talked about the spare tire. We've talked about the front trunk space. Okay, had to get back inside the car. It's a little hot out there. The second thing, the next thing that I don't like is the fact that there's no location-based locking priority on the car, and I'll explain what I mean. So if you have like your cell phone, for example, you can set it to where, after 2 minutes your phone locks. And I know with Android, for example, if you have it paired with a smartwatch, or if you have it paired to a set of Bluetooth headphones, you can say, hey, when it's paired with this item, don't lock the screen, just stay unlocked. So the reason I bring that up is because the car has a location-based home link. So when I pull up to my house, I don't have to do anything as far as opening my garage door. Either it's going off of GPS, or the fact that memory, or either it's that I have an address programmed as home. But at any rate, when I pull up to the garage door, it automatically sends out that garage door opener signal, and the door opens up. But what happens is when you park your car in the garage, you take your key fob, you walk into the house, you hang it up, the car locks itself. I've had a lot of times, and anyone who has kids that always leave stuff in the car, and I love my kids to death, but they're always leaving something in the car, and they're always like, go get, whatever it is I left. I have to go get the key, walk up to the car, unlock it, and, get whatever it is and put it back. And it really was starting to bug me, because initially I didn't get the key. I would just walk to the car thinking, oh, the handles are going to pop out, or it's not locked because I'm at home, and I couldn't do anything. It's locked in the garage. What I'd like to happen is that you could set the car to say, hey, when I'm at home, don't lock the doors, don't lock the trunk, make it to where you can still open the doors and open the car. But it doesn't happen. As soon as you walk away with that key fob, it's gonna lock. And the proximity of the key fob is not like where you can, maybe if you're just inside of your garage and you have the key there. No, you got to be, almost arm's distance to the car for it to open up. So security wise, it's a great feature, but at home it's inconvenient. I wish there was a way that you could set the car to just stay unlocked when you're at home. Maybe it'll come in another software update. If anyone at Tesla headquarters or software or whatever is listening, I think you should add that feature, because it'd be pretty beneficial for people that park their cars in garages but don't necessarily need them locked when you're at home. So anyway, those are the few things that I don't like. Now, some things that I do like. Well, and the other thing is I've had a few minor issues with my car, and I guess with it being so software based, if it were another new car, it might have been an issue. It is a new car, so it's a minor issue, but it's still something that I don't like. But I've had 3 minor issues. I've had one where I was on a trial version of Autopilot, and I didn't have the full version, which I paid for when I bought the car. So it kept saying trial, your time's about to expire. They couldn't update that over the air. It was something where they said they had to come out to the car and actually do something. So I didn't like that. And then I've had another issue where my Autopilot has actually gone out. My driver assistance, I got an error message that said driver assistance is not available. Couldn't do anything about it. You just have to drive the car normally. No cruise control, no autopilot, no nothing. The third issue I had was my tire pressure sensor. My tire pressure sensor went off, and it kept showing a little alert on my dash that said, call your service manager, your tire pressure sensor's there. So those few minor things that I didn't like. But the only thing that I do like, how you doing? Got a buddy here. He has a super clean red P100. I'm sorry, P100X. So we'll get a picture with that in a second. But only the thing that I do like, the Tesla Ranger service. The Tesla Ranger service actually comes to your house and fixes your car. The Tesla Ranger here is Trevor. He downloaded the logs from my car online. He was able to call and tell me, hey, I just reset your tire pressure monitors. You'll be good to go. He didn't even have to come to the car. He just reset it online and it worked and it was perfect. I was like, okay, appreciate it. Second part, when I had the issue with my trial version of Autopilot, he actually came to my house with his, super secure secret Tesla laptop, which that's a whole nother story. I was trying to get information, but anyway, he, hooked up to the car, downloaded the new firmware, got me upgraded from the older 7 point whatever I was on to 8.0, calibrated a bunch of other stuff, and it was about an hour tops, but he came to my house and was able to fix the issue with my car at my home, when it was convenient for me. That right there is amazing, and cheers and salute to all of the servicemen and the Rangers out there that are fixing cars, because that's a great service. I hope you all don't end that coming out to people's houses and fixing their cars. And again, this was an hour tops, and that was mostly due to the fact that he was waiting on Tesla's web service. He kept having issues getting a signal to download what he needed to his computer. He ended up hooking up to my home Wi-Fi, and then that expedited the process, and he was done in a short amount of time. So, but the third thing, so when my Autopilot service went out, I called him, and actually I just ran out into him out here at the supercharger. But anyway, I called him. Today's Wednesday. I called him at about 8 o'clock. He got my message. It's about 11:30 now. I ran into him at the supercharger station. He already knows what's wrong with my car. Apparently there's an issue with one of my cameras, and he's going to replace it. It's a warranty replacement, but again, he already knew what was wrong with my car within 2 hours, and he didn't even have to come to the car. And then on top of that, he's coming to my house to replace it. Says it should take maybe an hour or two, but he's replacing a part of my car at my house at my convenience. Again, these are 3 minor issues that I've had, but they've all been fixed, in almost no time at all. So the Tesla service is something that I definitely like. I don't think you would get that type of service with any other car. Now, mind you, they might bring a car to your house and you get a loaner, and then you have to go and pick your car up. But as far as just fixing your car at your residence, a lot of people don't like loaners. A lot of people don't like the hassle of having something else, especially if you need your car for something. Like if you need your car to go do something and they give you a loaner that you have to take back, that interrupts your plans. But they fix your car at your house, and I think that's a great service. Maybe it's due to the fact that they don't have a service center here in Central California. The closest one I think is San Jose, but either way, it's a great benefit, and I'm glad they have it, and I hope they keep it. So that's the thing I do like. The next thing that I am starting to love is that the car drives. It's the drive on the car is so smooth, and it's very light. And when I say light, I'm comparing the suspension that I had in the cars before and the suspension now, and then just the steering feeling. The car feels lighter than what it is. It feels very sports carish. You can flick it side to side. It doesn't have a lot of body roll, but it doesn't feel like a heavy car. It feels very light. The other part of that is the torque that the motor generates is still, you almost have to drive the car to know what I'm talking about. But overall, just the feeling of the car as I'm settling into it, it's really a benefit to have a car that's this solid. It feels very planted to the road, but It's light. It doesn't feel like a heavy car, even though it is, 4,000 and some change pounds, probably closer to 5 with the heavy battery. So, needless to say, that's just the newest update on things that I don't like and things that I do like. I might come up with a few more. I think I'm forgetting one other thing that I didn't like and one thing that I did like. And if I remember them, I'll edit them into here. But again, thanks you all for stopping by. We'll have a bunch more videos. If there's anything you all want me to cover, if there's any questions or anything like that, drop me a note, shoot me a comment, and I'll try to cover it as best I can. I'm trying to promote, electric cars. I'm trying to promote Tesla and let people see the benefits that there are to driving a car like this. Even though the car is expensive, the cost of ownership and convenience is something that I think would really benefit a lot of people. So thanks for checking in, and we'll be back in a little bit. Talk to you all later.